Oh, no. He dropped 3 albums.
Oh.
He was scheduled to drop Iceman. He also dropped Maid of Honor and Habibti. 43 total songs that Drake dropped this morning. I'm not really a double album guy in general, and I know we just talked about surprises are nice. I don't need 43 songs from an artist on one day. There is something to restraint. There is something to less is more. Give me 12 to 16 songs. I don't need all the excess. This is too much from Drake.
Are they 43 bangers? Like, what is the
I have not listened to all 43 in the last couple hours.
Let me ask you a question. Has any artist ever given you 43 bangers? In the history of a catalog, 43 is an enormous number.
Well, usually you're not getting 43 at once.
I know, but if you take whoever, I don't even want to name names, whoever you out there believe is the greatest artist or band to ever live, can you name 43 bangers?
Yes.
I think the Beatles have 43 bangers.
Yeah, double albums is dicey.
I'll give you...
Very dicey.
But that's your favorite Biggie album, is it not?
Yeah, but that's Biggie. The double albums typically are dicey, man.
Can I include Destiny's Child?
Sure.
I will come up with 43 Beyonce bangers by the end of the show.
I think she actually can.
Okay, so then you're talking about the elite of the elites. 43 historically versus 43 at once.
This deer season, John Deere wants to give you the home field advantage. We're bringing you the best offers of the season, whether that's cash off on select new machines or a shot at the ultimate Major League Baseball prize package. Because right now, you can enter for a chance to win an MLB All-Star experience for you and 3 friends, complete with travel and lodging for All-Star Week this July. Deer season is going on now through June 3rd. Visit johndeere.com/deer season to enter and view the offers and complete contest rules. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Chris Canty here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that your fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
The Crew take on the Dodgers Friday, May 22nd through Sunday the 24th. Join Boy Band Night on Friday the 22nd, presented by Wintrust. Grab a theme night ticket for a Brew Crew Boys t-shirt and stay for post-game fireworks presented by T-Mobile. Then on Saturday, the first 25,000 fans collect a patriotic Brewers hat. Close it out with Family Sunday fun as the first 5,000 kids 14 and under get a Brewers pennant on the 24th, courtesy of Joy. Grab your seats at brewers.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
On Thursday, May 28th, join Sharp for the 10th annual Unwrapped MKE from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3rd Street Market Hall. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food. Top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based education programs serving thousands of urban elementary students in schools throughout Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org. Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breeze Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Summertime is when the largest number of homes hit the market,
which makes it the bottom of the ninth for sellers. Homes that show well, get priced right, move first.
Yeah! This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf and Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Sal Alioto. In a crowded summer market, smart pricing, preparation, and expert local strategies make all the difference.
Get started today with our white glove selling experience at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf and Associates.
A real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. We are the home for all your Brewers coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Shoot. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
Gentlemen, we have a schedule. Now, to be fair, we had most of the schedule around noon yesterday. Right? I kind of loved it.
Well, then the schedule was supposed to be officially released at 7 o'clock Central. And every team put out their video at 6:30.
Oh.
Like every team put out their video a half hour before it was supposed to. I think everybody just went, screw it, just put it out there.
That feels like a concerted effort. Okay, before we get to the schedule, did you like the Green Bay Packers claymation, animation, little video?
It was fine. It's probably the best one they've put forward.
Yeah.
But again, that's not a
Saying
high
much.
compliment. Bar's
It felt like I was
there.
missing something.
Well, they were like the Ninja Turtles or something. They were like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or something, right?
Right, but that's what I was confused at. Are we turtles? Are we... Well, what do we do? Are we just an amalgamation of all of them?
Just Packers.
It sucked.
Right? It's Jordan and Josh and Tucker and who am I missing? Christian?
Is Matthew Golden in that too? Briefly?
Oh man, the fact that we don't even know which.
Yeah, they had Leroy and then Clay at the end.
Dang it!
Hey, just isn't this the second one where it's kind of like, what's the point? Am I missing it?
Like, should I have taken a gummy before
Right.
I watched this type of thing? Yeah. All right, so your Green Bay Packers schedule is out, and I gotta say, guys, this to me feels as close to everything that could go right went right as it gets when it comes to schedule releases. And of course, this is not without knowing how each of these teams are going to be and who are going to be juggernauts and but narratively, I think the Packers got a really, really good schedule, a really good opportunity to have a very successful season. And I'll tell you why. That's start of the year when Micah Parsons is not going to be available. We don't know exactly how long he's going to be out, but we know that he's going to be out. I think Adam Schefter yesterday released another update on that, right? Micah Parsons is expected to miss the first few games of the season as he recovers from his injury. No kidding. So let's just hypothetically say that he comes back for the Bears game, which currently is week 5 on the Packers schedule. Those 4 games without Micah Parsons are winnable games. Again, I always want the team to be at full strength, right? I want to see how they can stack up toe-to-toe at full strength, but we know that's not going to be an option. So the next best thing here is to play teams like the Vikings, like the Jets, like the Falcons. Who am I missing? Number 3.
Buccaneers. Yeah.
So, Chew, did you have the same reaction when you saw those start rolling out?
They're going to lose at least one. I mean, we looked at Cleveland last year and like, oh, whoa, that's a win, and they lose. But they gave them a gift. There's really no stretch other than the final 3, and 2 of them are at home that are like crazy. Remember last year there was a stretch of like 5 games?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we just got to get through this thing. But for the most part, I think it's pretty good scheduling. I don't like ending with 3 tough games at the end of the year to probably going to determine where you're going to be in the seedings. For the
who knows? Who knows how tough or not tough those games are at this point, Chew? You know?
No, I know. But on paper, which is all we have right now, they look like pretty tough opponents. I mean, there's
a really good chance you're favored in all three.
Gabe, in the power rankings, you have 3 teams that are in the top 11.
Yeah, but I think there's a really good chance the Packers are favored in all 3.
Yeah, and you're home.
Oh, Bears, I don't know. Even though I think the Bears are going to take a step back this year, they might not be favored in that one, depending on how, obviously, the season plays out. But overall, I thought, yeah, pretty good schedule.
If you look at all the things that people look at, right? We've done this exercise now for years. It's the start of the season, as you're kind of warming yourself up, getting into a rhythm, building chemistry. It's how are we going to fare the start of the season? Do we have some tough opponents, right? We talked a few years ago when they had to go to Brazil. That was a tough ask, and they obviously weren't up to the challenge. Where is the bye? And we knew, because it was announced, earlier, that Week 12 was going to be the game against the Rams on Wednesday night, Thanksgiving Eve. So we thought the bye would be Week 11. It is, in fact, Week 11. That's a good spot for a bye. You've rattled off 10 games. You get a break, and then you have the final 7 games stretch. And then how many games you got at home? Now, we knew it was going to be 9 games at home. We just didn't know where they were going to be. But I like that on the back end of the schedule, Gabe, and I know that you feel strongly about this as well. They're at home a lot.
Yeah, after you get back from New Orleans on Sunday, December 6th, 4 of your final 5 are at Lambeau, and the only time you leave the state of Wisconsin is to make your shortest road trip to Chicago on Christmas. That's huge. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, to Drew's point, there's tough games there. Bills have high expectations, certainly. Texans, Lions. But I mean, to have 4 of those 5 games at home and not have to worry about travel when I know that was a graphic that was going around social media. The amount of distance that teams are traveling throughout the course of the season is long. And the Packers are down at the bottom of that list. That's a huge advantage to be able to play that many at home.
They don't have an international game.
That helps.
That's obviously going to skew it. So, yeah, let's add that element in there as we sit here and try to aggregate how well we feel about the Packers. No international games. I mean, I don't see how this could have gone better, to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe you got a gripe where you go, I wish they could open the season at home instead of going on the road back-to-back and then finally being at home September 24th against the Falcons. But, man, does that feel like splitting hairs at this point, Shu.
Yeah, but you got 5 of the 7 against quality teams to end. And, home looks great now. They lost to Carolina at home. Okay. So that's not going to be easy.
I don't think anybody is saying it's going to be easy.
In the top 5 when it comes to power ranking, I would, if they had Micah Parsons, and they should have Kraft, I would rather start the season tough and then kind of coast at the end.
Yeah, but you don't.
That's how I would.
But you don't have Micah early. But you don't have Micah
I know,
early.
but I'm just saying.
So I think that's why. That's why it plays
yeah.
out. So if you have that easier start, you know it's going to be tougher later. But I'd rather have it be tougher later with knowing that Micah should be available and on the team.
And then if it's going to be tough, I'd rather be at home for the majority of it.
I do want to be clear. I don't think that there are any quote-unquote cakewalk cupcakes in the NFL. It's not like college football, right, where you're paying teams. Is there a disparity between the top teams and the bottom teams? Yes, but those are still pretty good teams.
Jets.
If there's going to be any, it's Jets and Dolphins.
The Jets are. Yeah, the Dolphins, like half the Dolphins' salary cap isn't on the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a buy.
I don't know, kind of. And plus, Miami has never, ever in the history of the world traveled well north late in the season.
So you're not buying into Jeff Hafley being able to turn that team around? Again, I would say if you're facing the Dolphins early, you're like, well, they're still definitely in flip mode.
A good season for Hafley is 6-8.
The math. 6-6.
That's a good season for Miami. 6-9.
The roster is deficient of talent.
Yes. Who's our quarterback?
What?
Come
Stop,
on, man.
No, stop. What?
What are we doing?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Hey, you know what day it is. Get off my back.
It's Friday. You're supposed to love this day. This isn't a Monday.
Not only is it Friday, it's the Friday after the schedule was released, and you get to do one of your favorite games, which is Dubs and L's.
I do, but I won the fight last night, and we celebrated.
Wait, what?
By we, do you mean you?
Yeah. What was I supposed to do last night?
Supposed to go somewhere, party, visit.
Forget about it.
Didn't go. Okay. Don't you have another one on deck?
Yeah.
And you're going to that
That's
one.
fine. I'm 1-0. I just beat the Vikings in Minnesota. I feel good.
You're about to lose to the Jets.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not wonderful.
It's a victory Monday for Chew. He's going to soak in it.
800-990-3776. Lots of reaction rolling in on the carbless talk and text line. Justin in Jacksonville says, I'm glad the Tampa game is early because it's going to be hot as hell still down here, but at least it won't be freezing cold in Wisconsin. Players should be okay with the heat. I know that's something that people look at and go, how will our guys handle? But they'll be coming off of, theoretically, all summer long, having been out at the Hudson Center running around. So hopefully it won't be that different.
But Chew, it's different. You opened up in Tampa one year.
Ooh, it's hot. And the worst thing about that is it poured during pregame. I mean, downpour, so you're soaking wet going. And the only thing they would bring with you back then is a jersey. I would rather have a wet jersey than wet pants. Fair?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't. If you say so, I'll go with it. I haven't given it that much thought.
That game, though, is the fourth week of the season, October 4th. We're not talking about September 13th starting, in Tampa Bay.
No, it's still hot here, though.
I'm sure it will still be hot, especially relatively speaking, but it's not the dog days of summer.
No. That's fine. They should be fine.
Dan weighing in saying the Vikings seem to be good every other year, especially the last 5 years or so. They are a sneaky, tough matchup. That from Dan in Oconomowoc. Don't talk yourself into the Vikings being. Until I see proof of concept, I'm not willing to sit here and say the Vikings are going to be.
The only thing that scares me is they're going to run a different offense with Kyler Murray.
I don't think it's going to be that.
Tweak it a little bit, just like LaFleur tweaks the offense when Malik Willis went in.
Again, great. Instill your new offense, and we get to see you week one.
Yeah, but the thing that makes me worried about that game and why I wish it was at home is one of the biggest question marks we have about the Packers is the offensive line.
Yeah.
We're going to find out how good that offensive line is. That's baptism by fire against that defense on the road. Tough to hear, tough to communicate as an offensive line. We'll find out how good that O-line is early. Because it's not just, can Jordan Morgan hold up at left tackle? It's how healthy is Zach Tom going to be week one? And then there's a lot of other question marks along that offensive line. That defense is really good. So the offensive line will be tested in week one.
Chef Ed weighing in saying we'll split in the division and have 4 other losses, 9 and 7 sneak into the playoffs. Ooh. That feels pessimistic.
So 10 and 7 because there's
17 games.
Yeah.
How do you know he didn't want to throw it on the other end? Right?
Well, because he counted up the losses. That's why.
Okay. Split the division, have 4 other losses.
If you can't be optimistic on schedule release day, when are you ever going to be optimistic?
Probably never.
But again, especially when the schedule lays out like this, right? It'd be different, Joshy, if we were like, they start the year with Buffalo and Los Angeles, and they got a game at, they wouldn't be at Dallas, but New England coming off of a Super Bowl appearance.
I understand being optimistic, but you need to sprinkle in a little realistic.
See, here's the thing.
Let's not sit there and go, they're going to go 4-0 when they lose to Cleveland last year with Micah Parsons.
Here's the thing. You aren't ever optimistic, so the sprinkling isn't coming from your direction at all.
I consider myself a realist.
What does that mean, Shu? When you say realist and you look at this schedule, what does that mean?
I look at things objectively, and not only the Packers, but in life.
Hey, so give me your objective opinion of this schedule.
I think it's good.
Isn't that what we're saying too?
It's good. I just hate finishing the year against tough opponents because those games turn into. You guys know they turn into playoff games.
Well, mail your complaint to the NFL because that ain't changing.
But coupled with the fact that Parsons is out for the first 4, it's a good. It's a yin and a yang, whatever that means. I just wanted to say it.
I mean.
Does it apply here or no, Josh?
This has been a banner segment for you. Here's the thing that's happened. The NFL has WWE-ified the NFL schedule. They want marquee matchups with big names. it's a Super Bowl rematch.
Look no
week
further
one.
than the Christmas Day layout, right?
Look
Or
at-
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's the one we did
Thanksgiving,
yesterday.
yeah. I mean, Christmas is also a pretty big one,
They've got
too.
the Chiefs as in one of the marquee games in week one. Do you think they got some good idea that Patrick Mahomes is going to be playing that game? I don't think they want Justin Fields to be in that spot. And then the way the season ends, they've put all the division foes and they've put all the good teams because what they want is hey, we're not expanding the playoffs, but guess what? Week 14 through 18, it's going to feel like the playoffs because every game's going to matter. It's going to be against good teams. It's going to be against the division. That's just how it's going. I think the Packers should be thanking the schedule makers.
Yeah,
because if you were to make it out to benefit them the best with what they have, 2 games in 26 days in December, what is that? That's great. That's a lot of off time that you've got to buy after that. These are all it turned out as well as it could with the schedule they have.
Josh, I'll take it one step farther. I think they steer which teams they want in the Super Bowl as well. With favorable
Hold on.
Yeah.
So do you think, based on the schedule that we're looking at right now, that the decision makers want the Packers in the Super Bowl?
Yes. Based on the first 4. Put it this way. The offices in New York would rather have Green Bay in the Super Bowl over Chicago and Detroit.
Oh, sure, but there's 27 other teams, too.
But I'm just,
I guess
half
of it
they
if you
know
go NFC exclusive.
Which teams have a national drawing? Dallas, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, anyone else? Not like them.
Just look at
San Francisco. San Francisco has a national following.
Look no further than the teams most frequently in primetime. Those are all the teams that have the draws.
Correct. And I think I did see a graphic that was circulating last night that the Raiders, with Fernando Mendoza / Kirk Cousins, which, by the way, really cute little video that they put out of them as stepbrothers. Did you guys like that one? I thought it was cute.
It was solid.
Didn't see it.
Jen, how many of these things did you watch?
I saw 6 last night.
What was your favorite one?
Let me think on that.
Okay.
Because I have to go back through how many, which ones I saw. I'll let you know.
So just to answer your question, Shu, the Rams have the most primetime games with 7. Green Bay, Kansas City, Buffalo, Seattle have 6. Dallas, Philadelphia, Chicago, New England, San Francisco have 5.
Okay.
And then you got flex potential with a bunch of those games.
Oh, so sorry. I was about to finish my sentence, which was that the Raiders had none.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we understood.
I got distracted by the Step Brothers video. The Raiders have none.
Yeah, there's one other team. Is it Jets?
Oh, it's the Jets. Every Jets game starts at either 1 or noon local time.
100%.
Every last one. The only time they play at 4:05 Central is when they go out west.
The league was basically like, let's get this over with.
Yeah. You think they think Aaron Glenn might be short-lived?
Yeah. What's their under/over? 2?
It's not high.
That's the poor Jets.
The poor Jets? Get out of here with that. The poor Jets. This is all self-inflicted.
5.5.
I'm taking the under.
We got a big show today. We got a lot of stuff to get to. We've got Jason Wilde coming up. Craig Carmans is going to join us in the second half of the show. Have you seen the latest out of the Milwaukee Bucks? We'll cover it all this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Infinity Exteriors brings us our Twitter poll each and every day. Refresh your home with roofing, siding, or windows, all backed by their lifetime workmanship warranty. InfinityExteriors.com.
Cold beer, warm summer nights, and the people who matter most. That's the spirit of Yuengling Lager. From small-town main streets to packed stadium parking lots, Yuengling Lager has been bringing people together for generations. This is a real American beer, smooth, rich, and now it's right here in Wisconsin. Tailgates, backyard barbecues, fishing trips, ball games, Yuengling Lager belongs wherever Americans come together, and it's been brewed with pride since 1829. So crack open a Yuengling Lager and raise a toast to American tradition. DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound 894, right about at Greenfield Avenue, we have the left lane blocked with some debris, so watch out for that. Otherwise, delays southbound on 41 from just before Silver Spring down to Capitol Drive. Northbound is backed up from North Avenue all the way up to Capitol. And westbound 94 tightening up coming out of the Stadium interchange past Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning showers, then partly cloudy, breezy and warm, a high of 73 at the lake, 78 inland. Tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hey, Tom, I just really can't get my kids off their phones lately. What's your secret, man?
I told you last time, go to PrecisionSportsOnline.com and buy a hoop. And while you're there, include their court line painting. You'll thank me later. PrecisionSportsOnline.com. That's PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. When it comes to a home mortgage, we understand you want a simple, stress-free process, great service, and a loan you can feel good about. And for 90 years, that's exactly how we've been doing things at Great Midwest Bank. So if you're thinking about buying, building, renovating, or refinancing, get started at GreatMidwestBank.com to find a knowledgeable loan officer and get the peace of mind you deserve. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
At Ewald Automotive Group, we don't just see the uniform, we see the people in them. Ewald salutes those who serve and are brave first responders. Thank you for your dedication, sacrifice, and for keeping us safe. As always, service members and their families can benefit from the Ewald Military Advantage Program with special pricing and incentives on every vehicle. And for every new car sold this month, we'll make a donation to local military and first responder charities. Thank you from Ewald Automotive Group.
If you are a junior or senior, a graduating senior, or a parent of a high school basketball player with a goal of playing college basketball, visit the DME Academy Wisconsin program on the beautiful campus of St. John's in Delafield. Training starts in August with top flight coaches, facilities, and academics. You will play against the top players and teams and in front of college coaches across America. Ignite your dream of playing college basketball. Google DME at St. John's Northwestern Academy on the campus of St. John's in Delafield.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
He was a field tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project? Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Visit extpros.com.
Feeling a little silly that the fourth member of the Claymation group is Micah Parsons.
Oh, I thought you had said Micah.
I said Jordan,
okay.
I said Josh, I said Tucker, and then I was like, and who's the fourth one? Come on, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like Thor, I guess.
And by the way, he's like on a rascal in the video.
Yeah, but until like he gets the magical hammer that allows him to walk.
Yeah, it's my bad. Sorry, gang. Jason Wilde joining us now on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Jason. I know that you and Gabe and Strofe got together last night to talk about the schedule release, but I did just see a tweet from Jason McIntyre of Fox, and he says, I know nobody wins the Super Bowl with their schedule, but the team I'm buying right now is the Green Bay Packers, and he goes on to list a number of reasons why he thinks it is a favorable schedule. I assume you had the same reaction when you saw it roll out?
Well, my reaction was for as negative as I was about all the buildup, which I definitely am, and stand by. Last night was fun, man. And now that the schedule's out, I'm perfectly happy to talk about all the different aspects of it that are positive, but I would say this to Jason, who I've known a long time since he started the Big Lead website. That's great and all, but you still got to play the games. And your guys still have to stay healthy so you can win them. But yes, I think the schedule, I was talking to Josh before I came on, I think there are some very, very, very beneficial aspects to the schedule.
Doesn't the end of the schedule concern you, though, Jason, with 5 of the 7 pretty much being teams inside the top 10 when it comes to power rankings?
Yeah, it
was
does.
that the trade-off, you think, for the layup at the beginning because of Parsons?
Yeah, I'm still reeling from the fact that, a couple things. One, that Tausch thought I was crazy when I first said this, then came around so amazingly and told me how brilliant I was, which I'm definitely not used to. But the schedule makers did something that I thought made sense, but it was also very nice of them to do, and that is what you just said about the schedule. Yes, they have to play 3 of the first 4 at home. And again, if I can get I don't like the way this organization is run in terms of how it communicates with its fans. The Claymation series was cute. It was great. It was nice. It was fun. But it'd be great to have either the team president or the head coach talk after the schedule comes out like we used to have. Because one of the questions I would like to know is, did you put in the request for 2 road games to start the year so your field could recover from hosting Notre Dame, Wisconsin? Or is that just how it worked out? Because that's one of the things I'm curious about. But the way it worked out for them is they don't play any of their marquee top-flight opponents before Micah Parsons gets back. And, I thought that they would do that because he is that kind of a star player. But the fact that it worked out that way is good. Now, to your point about the back half of the schedule, I would argue that while you are definitely right and make a very astute point, we don't have to play the Chewy was right music or anything. But on the flip side of it, like a ton of those games are at home. Like this was a good tidbit from Nate LaCasio in his press release from the Packers PR department about the schedule. Never since the league went to 16 games in 1978, the Packers have never finished the season with 4 of their last 5 at home. And, I was disappointed they didn't put a Claymation Ron Wolf into the video because, and I know they did that ahead of time, they didn't wait and get the schedule and then throw that together last minute. But Ron Wolf would have been the perfect character to have a cameo along with Tom Grossi and Leroy Butler, etc., because this is a dream schedule for Ron. Like when we talked earlier in the week about what he looked for in the schedule, no 3 straight road games, because there was the one year, I don't remember if it was the year you won the Super Bowl or if it was the year after. I think it was the year you won the Super Bowl. He was pissed that you had 2 sets of 3 straight road games. You don't have that. You've got 3 out of the first 4 on the road, but you don't have 3 straight road games. And then he always wanted the maximum number of home games down the stretch of the season in Lambeau Field. And they got 4 out of 5. Like, you can't, and 2 of them are against warm weather teams, and 1 of them's against the dome team. So, I thought things went pretty darn well for the fellas.
Jason, how do you think the team's going to respond to the lack of, I'm trying to think of the best way to play? I mean, athletes are creatures of habit, but there's no real rhythm to the season because they're playing on every day that they can other than Saturday. 2 Thursday games early, then you have the Wednesday, Friday, Monday, late in the season. How do you think they're going to handle the disruptive nature of the schedule because they're not going to be able to find a rhythm?
Yeah, it's a great observation, and maybe you made that before I came on last night because that you're 1,000% right. Like, I know we talked about how they plan every day, and you're rooting for that last game to be a Saturday game so we can check Saturday off the list. And then only it would be Tuesday that they didn't play on during the season. But you're once again, and Chewy knows this better than I am, like guys like a consistent schedule. Like and Chewy, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you had your druthers, you'd rather play 16 noon games.
Yes.
On Sunday. Because you just love that
I got good
rhythm,
news for
right?
members of the New York Jets.
Well, the drawback is they have to play for the New York Jets.
Again, there's always give and take with every decision, Jason.
They can stay in their routine. Yeah, Jason, we always love Sunday on a Saturday. Because Sunday.
What does that mean?
Well, we were so excited to get our Sundays. They had the best Sunday bar, Jason, the night before every game. I mean, you name it, they had it.
Oh, ice cream Sundays.
Sunday AE.
Yes.
I don't think the closed captioner of Jen Gabe and Chewy had that correct, I'm guessing.
No.
Yeah, most players love the noon game. It's over.
There's no chance they're still
anyways.
giving them ice cream the day before games, are they?
What are you saying, Gabe? I love ice cream.
I don't know if it's the best
suggesting
thing
it's not
for,
great?
for high-powered, high-functioning athletes to have the day before they
Protein.
play.
Yeah.
Protein. Come on, there's protein in there. That's Sydney's argument every time she wants to get ice cream. Their ice cream's high in protein. Yes, Sid. Okay. That's why you're getting it, because you need more protein. I got you. Sure.
Jason, do we expect Tucker Kraft to be back for the start of the season?
We do, and he do. Whether or not that's actually the case, again, we can't just snap our fingers and say that. But, he was injured on November 2nd. He kind of, when he went through what the medical staff had put in front of him when we talked to him in the locker room on locker cleanout day, he was already well into his rehab process. But it was pretty clear that was the goal. Now, he likened, like I said this to Gabe the other day, or last night, I'm losing track of all these conversations I've had this week. But, he likened the timeline to his torn pec that he had a couple years ago, where he started training camp on the PUP list, came off of it pretty early on in training camp, was obviously on an adjusted workout schedule, and then was ready for the opener. So while that injury is different, obviously, than an ACL tear, I think his point was, based on the timeline of when this injury occurred, his training camp will probably look similar to when he tore his pec in April of that offseason program.
Jason, I mean, people love to make such a big deal of the bye week, but in today's game, is the bye week just overrated? I mean, there's so many.
No.
If you're a good team, there's so many mini buys throughout the season. You play on a Thursday and then you don't play the following Sunday. I just see it as overrated today.
I think the Packers have,
Yeah,
is it 3 mini buys?
Well, basically, so they have the Thursday game, they have the Friday game. It's not really a full bye week because they play Wednesday after the bye instead of Sunday after the bye. So that's, again, plays into the nature of...
Right. So to Gabe's point, and I'm glad you brought that up, Chew, because I'm going to turn it around on you guys, because they don't actually have a full-fledged bye. And maybe it's better that they don't, to your point about it being maybe overrated, because what are they, instead of having, because look, the tradition, and by the way, unlike Holmgren, who used to be able to hold this over your head, and Sherman was the king of holding it over guys' heads. If you guys lose going into the bye, your asses are going to be here all week. It's collectively bargained now, right? They got to have the whole week off. Yeah.
Wow.
So you can't, you don't have that club in your bag as a coach.
Wait, so even though they play the following Wednesday, they can't have them come back?
No, I wasn't done. Damn it.
Sorry, I jumped the gun.
Normal, you did,
it's on
very
me.
much so.
Hand in the air
False
on
start,
me.
False start. What number did you wear
16.
playing college baseball? False start. I should have known that. It's in your Twitter handle. False start number 16, 5-yard penalty, loss of down. So yes, thank you, Gabe, for completely throwing me off. Under normal circumstances, if it goes Sunday to Sunday, they're off Monday to Monday. They come back Monday, and they usually have a light workout. Instead, I think, 9 days instead of 14, going into the nonsense of Thanksgiving Eve. And then it's, 10 days going into their next game or something-ish like that. So to Chewy's point, maybe that's better, right? Maybe you get maybe you don't need a full 7 days to go to Cabo. Maybe this is better. At the same time, going back to your rhythm question, to me, they're going to be all jacked up with their body clocks and everything else. I kind of wish they would have gotten sent to Paris after all, because then that really would have been a test of how they handled all this stuff and how outlandish the schedule was for them. But it is wild.
Do we know when they can require them to come back?
Exactly one of my questions I would have asked had someone been made available.
Okay.
I don't want. I'm starting to be squeaky wheel guy, and I don't want to be that guy. But this is, we used to talk to the head coach. He used to he did a legit conference call, you dialed in and they beat you on, and it was just it wasn't that big of an ask. But this is, again, another, hey, Matt, I'm not sure I've ever seen you or even your predecessors with a schedule like this where you basically play on every day of the week. What kind of challenge does that create for you? This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So I don't know, and the bye week question is a good one, both by Chewy about, I don't think it's overrated. I think last year having it in week 5 was detrimental to them. I don't think anybody should. I think they need to figure out a way, whether it's when they go to 18 games and they have 2 bye weeks, which I think they absolutely have to do, even though they don't care about player safety or player health, or some other way, because when you have your bye that early in the season, there was one year a couple of years ago, right, where it was week 4. It was the earliest it could be, maybe. And then you've got this baton death march the rest of the year. And then there was the year where they foolishly, and we all made the jokes, myself included, turned down the bye after they went to London, and we all joked, well, they still have the bye. They're playing the Jets. And then the Jets came into Lambeau and beat them. Yeah, and so I don't, to your point, Chewy, I don't think it's overrated if you get it either super early or super late. But I if it's in a normal window of, say, week 8 to 12, then I think it's kind of a pretty level playing field for it.
Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us, joining us on the Yuengling Hotline. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America and now officially in Wisconsin. DG Yuengling & Sons, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Have a great weekend, Jason. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, sounds good, everybody. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde can be heard on Wilde and Tausch right after our show right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Still a lot of stuff to get to this morning, including Chewy's going to go through the schedule, give us his wins and losses predictions. We are going to talk about the podcast that Miles Turner did and what he had to say about Giannis Antetokounmpo. All that and more coming up on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
In healthcare, change is constant. At Fifth Third Bank, we help your organization thrive with local expertise and comprehensive financial solutions. From optimizing capital structure to revenue cycle management and commercial payment tools, we're here to empower your growth. For nearly 20 years, our dedicated Milwaukee team has partnered with healthcare and not-for-profit organizations, building trust-based relationships that last. Experience the difference only Fifth Third can provide to help your organization thrive. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Delays along southbound 41, starting from before Silver Spring all the way down towards Capitol Drive. The northbound side's backed up from Mayfair Road up to Burleigh. We've also got northbound 894 right about at the ramp from Greenfield Avenue. The left lane is blocked with some debris in the road. Westbound 94 backing up from 35th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Morning showers, then partly cloudy, breezy and warm, a high of 73 at the lake, 78 inland. Tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 19th.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well. Grisham back. It is gone!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
Got him swinging. Threw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in May 19th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
May is here, which means your house is officially done hiding under snow, and now you can see everything it needs. Good news, Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help. Upgrade to energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel, and get $3,000 off your project. Think of it as spring cleaning, but way more impressive. That's $3,000 in instant savings during our May savings event, but it won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
The Crew take on the Dodgers Friday, May 22nd through Sunday the 24th. Join Boy Band Night on Friday the 22nd, presented by Wintrust. Grab a theme night ticket for a Brew Crew Boys t-shirt and stay for post-game fireworks presented by T-Mobile. Then on Saturday, the first 25,000 fans collect a patriotic Brewers hat. Close it out with Family Sunday fun as the first 5,000 kids 14 and under get a Brewers pennant on the 24th, courtesy of Joy. Grab your seats at brewers.com.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from ESPN Milwaukee's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and we know the best place to watch a Brewers game is at the ballpark, but the second best place on earth to watch a Brewers game is X-Golf in Brookfield or X-Golf in Mequon all season long. During Brewers games, whether it's during the day, whether it's at night, you get 50% off your sim time. They have $2 Miller Lite taps and have club-level Brewers ticket giveaways all season long. Don't miss out at X-Golf in Brookfield and X-Golf in Mequon. It's the second best place on earth to watch a Brewers game.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
On a day-to-day basis, are we more good or more meh?
Why do you want to drag me in with what you and Chewy do?
Are you trying to act like you bring us up? You, elevate?
Unequivocally.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Make plans to stop by Bunzel's this week. Pick up these great weekly specials. USDA choice or higher. Blank Angus tri-tip roast, $14.99 a pound. Steakhouse marinated pork chops, $6.89 a pound. State champion spinach and feta chicken brats are $5.79 a pound. And I know when we talk about Bunzel's, we always talk about the meat market and what you can get behind the counter. They've also got a really good bakery. So you can grab Bunzel's famous chocolate chunk cookies, $8.99 a dozen. Pretty big cookies, too. Find all these specials and more at bunzels.com. 50 years in business. You know how I feel. Bunzel's is the best. Stop by 90th and Burleigh in Milwaukee to support this great family-owned and operated business.
As we are over here celebrating the Packers' schedule release, Kevin in Heartland weighs in with a differing opinion. Let me get into this. He says the schedule is terrible from a season ticket holder's standpoint. My tickets have been in my family for 67 years. I spend about $10,000 annually on them, and I share them with my 5 kids and grandkids. The green package consists of 5 night games, possibly 6, and 1 or 2 day games, 2020 or later. Having 1 or 2 night games is fine, as are a couple of games in December, but I'll never fill these tickets because of when they all are. Now, we've never sold our tickets because we've never wanted opponents to be able to buy them, but this year I will have no problem putting them online. It's not something I think that the league is considering, right? The green package versus the gold package and how easy it is, and all that stuff. I did see that the gold package games are noon games, though. At times that has been a point of consternation, right? As far as like the gold package being
the first gold one's the 325 Bears game, and then they have the second one's the noon game. They're 2 divisional games, which the green one doesn't feel great about. We need to stop. I said this last night. We need to stop the Civil War. We need to stop the war between the green and the gold package. We need to come together with a unified front. The Bears are knocking on the door. We need to focus all of our attention of fighting back against the Bears as a fan base instead of bickering amongst each other.
When do you think the fans' favorite time is to have a game? Noon, or the 3:25?
I think noon, but I know. So the challenge is, of course, the noon game is by league standards. It means you're sort of buns, right? Like if you get constantly a noon window, you're not a heavy draw. And that plays out when you see the schedule. So I understand from a fan standpoint, being in the noon window means your team might not be very good. I'm just thinking from a life standpoint, I think it's easier for more people to get up in the morning, get up there for a noon game, get home. It doesn't disrupt your week if you have to work on Monday. The 325 would be the next preferable as far as, again, self-contained. You're able to get home at a decent-ish hour. But I think, again, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if you put it on the poll, Joshy, people would say, actually, no, we'd prefer to have the 7 o'clock game.
All this has resulted in is no one's going to ever be happy. It's always going to cause an issue. Remember last time, why is there so many Detroit Lions fans in the stadium? And it's like, well, it was a gold package game on a flipping Thursday. Of course, the Milwaukee crowd's going to have a hard time. There's no way that you're going to make everybody happy every single year because of the unique situation that the Packers have with the split tickets. It's just how it is. Some years it's going to be worse than others. I don't know what to tell people. Go to the game or not. No one's making you do any of this.
Yeah, it's especially if you're a green holder and you live up in Green Bay. Like primetime games shouldn't be that big of a deal.
No.
It's no different than going to a Brewers game that starts at 7:10.
I go to Brewers games and wake up at 4 a.m. the next day.
You did that this week?
Yes.
So why don't they give the noon games to the Milwaukee crowd? Make it simple.
Because it's always
what's so hard about this.
It's always 2 and 5. This in years. And again, it's more complicated now too when they don't have with the 9 home games. Because a few years ago, the gold package had 3 games. So in years where they don't have 3 games, it's games 2 and 5. Home games 2 and 5 go to the gold package, which this year, Chicago at 3:25, Minnesota at noon.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. No one's ever going to be happy. Can't make everyone happy.
People weighing in already on the Carbless Talking text line. Less is more. Best time to go to a game is noon. Best time to watch a game is 3:25 because I'm awake from my nap by then. That from Ashton and Sheboygan. Meanwhile, Mike in the 414 says, in person, it's noon. At home on TV, it's prime time. And Mike says, Justin says, he can sell those tickets to the primetime games for a good chunk of cash, referring to our original poster who said that the schedule is not playing out great for season ticket holders. That was Keith in Heartland. 800-990-3776. Maybe we should put it on the poll. As when it comes to going to games at Lambeau Field, what is your preferred start time? Let us know, 800-990-3776. We got to take a break. Still a lot of stuff to get to in the show today. Calling all gamers, jackpot chasers, and Monopoly lovers. Get ready to relive your childhood because Monopoly just hit Potawatomi Casino Hotel, and this time it is paying out real cash. Watch Mr. Monopoly race around the board, collecting gold bags and properties, just like the game you grew up playing. Every spin moves him closer to bigger bonuses, bigger multipliers, and big-time Monopoly-style wins. Do not miss your chance to be one of the first to jump in. Monopoly Big Board Bucks is here, and the only thing missing is you landing on go and cashing in at the Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. On this show, it's always football season.
I'm not overly concerned because it seems as if Green Bay's not overly concerned.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody over there feels like this team was there. We got short-circuited with injuries. We have the right staff, we have the right people, and we have the right players. We just need to stay healthy, and we'll be champions.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hi, this is Mike and Michelle Grau from Professional Construction, Inc., also known as PCI.
You may know Milwaukee's pitcher, The Miz.
Yeah! And just like that player's nickname, PCI is short for Professional Construction, Inc.
One name, one team, one trusted local construction company.
Whether you call us PCI or Professional Construction, Inc., we're here to build or remodel your dream home.
PCI, for all your construction needs. Visit us at professionalconstructioninc.com.
Roll out the winning this May at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Have a barrel of fun with your share of $300,000. Just play with your rewards card for entries, and Thursday night you could hit a home run. Plus, your May drawing entries all count towards the Big League Series prize drawing in June. It's Tic Tac Home Run, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. And you know I love my cake. So I get that big birthday energy without any sugar guilt. The bottle's small, easy to toss in my bag, and perfect when I need a quick, tasty caffeine boost to cakeify my day. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
Spring has arrived in the Geneva Lakes region, and there is no better place to welcome the season than the award-winning Lake Lawn Resort. Enjoy lakeside dining at 1878 on the lake, golf for all ages and abilities at Majestic Oaks, relaxing spa experiences at the award-winning Calidora Spa, and endless recreation opportunities along the resort's 2 miles of shoreline on beautiful Delavan Lake. Plan your spring getaway today at lakelawnresort.com and come find out for yourself why everything is better at the lake.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Is it against the law to be a moron or no?
The law.
Not yet.
I texted this to Jen earlier. The law does protect some people from things that are called an attractive nuisance.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Second best place on earth to watch Brewer games. It's X Golf at Brookfield and in Mequon. Of course, the best place to go is the ballpark. But if you're looking to watch Brewer games this year, you need to be heading to X Golf at Brookfield or in Mequon. Because during Brewers games, you get 50% off sim time. They have $2 Miller Lite taps during the games and all season long club-level ticket giveaways. So book your tee time today. You need to check it out during Brewers games because the second best place to watch Brewers games on earth. X Golf in Brookfield, X Golf in Mequon.
We put it on the ESPN Milwaukee Infinity Exteriors poll. If you're going to a game at Lambeau Field, what is your preferred start time? Noon, 3:25, or 7? Go ahead and let us know. All right, Chewy, it is time. Give me some music, Joshy. Time for you to go through the NFL schedule for your Green Bay Packers and tell us how you predict each game will shake out.
You're going to need to tee them up.
Okay, week number 1, Chewy, at Minnesota.
What, did you want me to do it all?
Do you not
I
have
want
the
you to do
list in front of
something.
you?
I have the list.
I wanted you to say a word.
You know
there.
what I'm going to do here? I'm going to side with Chewy. It's on you guys to toss it up, him to react.
There's my guy.
Yep.
Can't wait till that blows up in your face
That's
in
on
2
you,
minutes.
Gabe.
Week number 1 is at Minnesota.
That is a loss.
Week number 2.
No Micah Parsons.
Okay.
Kyler Murray. Do they spy him? Do they not spy him? Is there a pass rush? I think they lose that game.
Week 2 at the Jets.
That's a win. Move on.
Thursday night football for the home opener against the Atlanta Falcons.
Falcons have some talent, but I think the Packers win this home opener. A lot of juice. I think they win that one.
At Tampa Bay.
I think Matt LaFleur outcoaches Todd Bowles, and they win that game as well.
Ooh, so 3-1 to start without Micah Parsons. I think we are all assuming right now, with the information that we have, that Micah will return Week 5 at home against the Chicago Bears in America's Game of the Week on Fox. How do you have the Packers faring?
I'm going to say, even though, they'll probably slow play Parsons, I think they come out of there with a win. Good game, but home field will carry the day.
Week 6, they followed up with a primetime matchup against Micah's former team, the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm going to say that's a win as well. Everyone seems to, rightfully so, gush over Dallas, but I don't see him being any better this year than they were last year.
Week number 7 finds the third division game on the schedule already as the Packers will travel to Detroit.
That'll be a loss. They just get beat.
They'll return home to take on Carolina in week number 8.
I think they learned a lesson last year. This will be a win. Get back in the winning column after a tough one in Detroit.
Week number 9, they head to the defending AFC champion New England Patriots.
That is a late game. That'll be a loss. Tough place to play. Patriots obviously coming off their Super Bowl appearance, even though I don't think they'll be as good as they were the previous year. I think they still beat them in Foxborough.
And then before the bye, 10th game of the season, home against the Minnesota Vikings.
They beat the Vikings. Payback for losing the first game of the year.
Week 11, we know, is the bye, but then they have to turn around and play on Wednesday. Thanksgiving Eve, apparently, is what we are calling it now, according to the NFL, at the Los Angeles Rams. Wow.
What am I at right now, Gabe?
You have the Packers at 7-3.
7-3. I'm going to say this is a loss. This is a loss. Tough game. Rams considered the front runner for the Super Bowl. I think it'll be a good game, be entertaining. Night before Thanksgiving, but I think the Rams in the end beat them.
Rams also coming into that game off of the bye. Week 13, the second to last road game for the Packers at New Orleans.
That is a win.
And
Saints, not very good.
And then the stretch that you're worried about, Chew, the final 5 games, 4 of which are at Lambeau Field, starts with primetime matchup with, again, here's going to be the fun part of this. You have not been a believer of Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, and yet you are somehow saying this is a tough game for the Packers at Lambeau. How do you have this one playing out?
I have the Packers beating the Bills. Josh Allen, 4 turnovers. Proving my point. Big win. National TV. I'm looking at this as a win.
Then they have Green Bay South coming up. Jeff Hafley and the Miami Dolphins visit Lambeau Field in Week 15.
Dolphins won't want to play, coupled with the fact that they're not very good. They don't have a lot of talent. This is an easy win for the Pack.
On Christmas, the Packers travel south to Chicago.
This will be a loss. Both fighting for playoff position. I think the Packers will be in a better spot than the Bears, but the Bears will find a way to win this one like they did the last year.
Monday Night Football at home against the Houston Texans.
I think they beat the Texans. Texans is considered a warm climate team. Typically don't like playing in the cold. They anticipated being a little bit chilly in January. I'll take this as a win for the Packers.
Then it wraps up against the Detroit Lions at Lambeau Field in Week 18.
I think this will be a win as well. Good game, hard fought. Going to determine where they're going to be seeding both teams in the playoffs, but they will win this game.
So to recap, Gabe, I want to know how Chewy has them stacking up against the division opponents.
Against the division, he has the Packers going. It looks like
it's a split.
Yeah, it's just splitting down the middle, 3-3, winning the 3 at home, losing the 3 on the road.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw happening, but I wanted to confirm.
Important.
I don't think that's how it shakes out.
Important to bring this together for a guy who was trying to tamp down the schedule. That was a 12-5, was it not?
That was 12-5. Yes,
okay.
He's got
Just
the Packers
wanted to
going
make
12-5. When we played this game last night, because we did it, and you can check out the podcast, ESPN Wisconsin app on our schedule reveal show. I had them at 11-6. So Chewy's more optimistic than I am.
I mean, there's a couple games in there.
For all the talk, Chew. Oh.
What? I think that's realistic. I might be off by a game or two, maybe a little heavy on the wins, but I mean, the schedule sets up fairly nice.
When you got to put your money where your mouth is, turns out, Josh, you might be right.
Like this year, I could tell you right now, I have them going to the NFC Championship and losing. And losing, because I don't think it's the year. I think next year is the year. But it'll be a step.
See how quickly Josh had turned on you, by the way?
Yeah, it was the beginning of the segment where you were like, that's my guy.
He's just setting me up.
Yin and yang, whatever that stands for.
Are you going to be here for the second hour, or are we going to be in limbo again? Huh? You working? God, I'd like to have your deal.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
East and westbound 94 looking a bit slow. We've got basically delays in both directions between 35th Street and Hawley Road. A couple more pockets of heavy traffic on the westbound side past Calhoun towards Brookfield Road. Southbound 41 heavy from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. On the northbound side, we got some delays from about Mayfair Road all the way to Capitol. Planning a home project or need added flexibility? Tap into your home's value with a HELOC from Great Midwest Bank. Visit greatmidwestbank.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Morning showers, then partly cloudy, breezy and warm, a high of 73 at the lake, 78 inland. Tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 56. Weather's brought to you by Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. For custom apparel that helps your team, business, or event stand out, choose Big Frog. Visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Saturn Lounge, we know if your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform, not just exist. Your storytelling would inspire, not fall flat. Your integrated campaigns would create impact, not excuses. There'd be no refreshing dashboards, no waiting on a report to explain what happened. It's time to generate quality leads and turn them into customers. Let's make it happen with Saturn Lounge, your marketing partner for clear, measurable results. Visit us today at SaturnLounge.com. When marketing works, it shows.
Planning a high-level event shouldn't feel overwhelming. I'm Tiara Gomez, founder of Events by Design. For over 25 years, we've helped companies turn complex, high-pressure events into seamless, unforgettable experiences. When trying to engage your team and pull off something meaningful, the details matter. From concept to execution, we design every event so it reflects your vision and delivers real impact. No missed moments, just refined experiences people will remember. Let's start designing today. Search online, Events by Design.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Shoot. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
The Milwaukee Bucks did a post recently. Gabe, you said it was an in-game thing on the
yeah, well, so it wasn't necessarily recently. Somebody dug it up after some things that happened yesterday.
Within the last season.
Yeah, so they did it within the last year. It's just one of those, superlative games that you throw up on the Jumbotron or throw it on social media, and the question was, who's the last one on the bus? And nobody would answer the question. Refused to answer it. From Miles Turner to KPJ, AJ Green, nobody wanted to answer the question.
Who's the last one on the bus? And everybody's like, I don't want to say. Who's the last one on the bus? I'm not throwing anyone under the bus.
Yeah, that's what AJ Green said.
Who is the last one on the... What'd you say, Joshy?
That was in your ear. My video software here has crashed, so if we wanted to play the video, going to need a second.
No, we don't need to play that video, but we do need to play the audio at least of this next thing. All right. So at the time, it was probably silly. It was probably interpreted as like, oh, or maybe look how tight this team is. Nobody wants to say a bad thing about each other, right? Of course, we all sort of saw the cracks in the foundation as the team would take the floor and underperform game in and game out. The problem with where we are right now is we need to hear this audio, and
it's not available to us. And I'm sure that the software will get up shortly. But I guess we'll just start here. Everything that has happened since the Bucks season has ended has explained why they were as bad as they were. Because while this team probably, and most certainly was not a championship contender, I still think they underperformed. I still think that there was enough talent on this team where they should have at least made it to a round of the playoffs. And they didn't.
Or the play-in tournament?
Just anything. And they were a million miles away from that, ended up in the lottery. And everything that has happened since, whether it's the Sham story, then Doc trying to defend himself from that story, but basically confirming that story, it is all making sense as to why the Bucks were as bad as they were this past year.
So the latest comes down to a podcast that Miles Turner does, and he does it with Stewie, right? Brianna Stewart.
Correct.
And it's funny because when I first heard about this podcast, I said to Gabe, oh, everybody needs a podcast? We need to be hearing from Brianna Stewart and Miles Turner. And now having listened to it, albeit briefly, I said to him, I actually kind of like it. I actually kind of like their vibe, and they play off each other well. But the most recent information, and we're just going to have to fly through this because we don't have the audio, is that Miles Turner was on the podcast, and they were talking about things that the team was being fined for. And Brianna Stewart was talking about things that they were fined for. And Miles Turner said, and he's talking about your Milwaukee Bucks, they weren't fined for anything. Essentially saying that there was no accountability.
Guys showed up late to meetings, late to shoot around, late to the plane and bus whenever it was getting ready to leave Milwaukee.
Correct. And then Stewie says, who was late for the bus? And Miles Turner says, Giannis. And Miles Turner goes on to explain that there were times when the bus was supposed to leave at 2 p.m. and they wouldn't leave till 4:30. And there were times that Miles Turner finally, after this happened multiple times, right? This is not an isolated incident. He finally just started showing up late. Like, what am I going to sit on the bus for? Nobody else is, everybody else is hanging in their hotel room. It's much more comfortable jamming into this bus seat and waiting for these guys that don't want to show up on time, that want to show up on their own schedule. And it was very telling that the name he said was Giannis. And I got to think, guys, at minimum, it's a bad look. At maximum, it is disrespectful, bad leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Chewy, I got to imagine as you, somebody who has played in locker rooms, done the travel thing, when you're reliant on other guys to follow a schedule so that you guys know where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be, so you can get to where you're going. You can basically plan your day, live in that routine that you guys find so comforting. I can't imagine this would have gone over well.
Well, it kind of happened. Holmgren would never allow this. He didn't care if it was Reggie, Brett, whoever. You're late, you're fined, it's addressed. You do it again, and you're not playing in the game. That was his stance, and no one was ever late. Matter of fact, we were always 15 minutes early. Now bring in Ray Rhodes and Mike Sherman, who kind of let Brett do his own thing. There weren't really stringent rules when Ray was around. And let me tell you what, Ron knew this stuff. He heard about it, And there were things Ray was doing that he shouldn't be doing as a head coach. Head coach should remove himself, cannot be buddies with players, which sounds like Doc was, allowing Giannis to get away with this stuff. But I blame the organization. I mean, Ray Rhodes was fired mainly because of an incident that I'm not going to say, but he was fired because he had zero discipline, and he let the players run the team. I could tell you, there were a group of guys that would go up to Ray's office during the middle of the season and talk Ray out of, having us go in pads. Now, no one likes going in pads for practice during the season, but you have to do it. You got to pay the price in order to be successful on Sundays or whatever day you're playing. It was ridiculous. And then you go to Brett with Mike Sherman. Mike Sherman let him do everything, gave him his own locker room, and we all heard the story of Brett leaving a preseason game, flying home when the game wasn't even over, getting home, turning on the TV, and they went out to play the rest of the game. I guarantee Mike Sherman did nothing.
But, Chewy, if you're sitting on this bus and you're waiting for your leader, whoever it is, pick a player, I don't care.
Yeah.
What is your reaction when they're showing up 2.5 hours after when the bus is supposed to be leaving?
I'd be wild. The fact that I got to sit there for 2.5 hours because your prima donna ass thinks he can show up whenever he wants, I would be wild. And I have a lip problem, as we all know. I have a tendency to lip off. I think it's just ridiculous. I mean, where's this humble guy?
That's the disappointing thing about this whole thing.
Where's the humble guy? And I'm all in. It's a smoke show. It's full of crap. Talks out of both sides of his mouth. He's a prima donna.
And
like most prima donnas.
You can feel however you want to feel about Miles Turner putting this out there in the public. And I don't think it was a coincidence that Giannis had an Instagram post yesterday with him and his son playing basketball in the gym, basically saying, hey, we're just over here minding our own business. So obviously I don't think Giannis is happy that this got out there. And I know there's a code in the locker room, Chew, but that's the disappointing thing is when you reach a certain level, if you want to have the legacy that Giannis talks about, like, you've got to hold yourself accountable. If the coach isn't going to hold you accountable, which obviously is a problem, I'm not letting Doc off the hook here at all because it's his job to hold the team accountable. Well, he did not. So when he's not doing it, somebody has to. And typically that falls, your best players are going to be your leaders. And when Giannis decided to bypass that opportunity to hold himself and other people accountable, that's so incredibly disappointing.
But you know who I blame too? Horst. You're going to tell me you didn't know this stuff was going on? Should have fired Doc's ass in the middle of the season.
Yeah, I don't know how much power he would have had to fire Doc. That's part of the issue. Maybe he didn't have the power. I would be willing to bet he did not have the power to fire Don.
Well, then the owners in the organization, I'm like, what are you doing? You know, I get it, okay, because Brett and Reggie got A treatment, which they should. The rules are a little different for your prima donnas, but not this far.
Okay, but there is a solution to that, too. There's a solution to that, right? If you got your A players and they want preferential treatment, then you go to your A players. And I'm not even saying that I would do this. I'm simply saying it is a solution. And you say, Giannis, what time do you want to leave? Give me a time. We were going to leave at 2. What time works for you and your schedule? And Giannis says, I'd rather leave at 4:30. Done. Everybody, Giannis wants to leave at 4:30. Everybody be on the bus by 4:30. That is the respectful way to handle that situation while also giving preferential treatment, deferring to your superstar, right? If that's the way they want to handle it. But making everybody else wait on the damn bus is so disrespectful, is so rude. You lack self-awareness. And it made me feel a certain way about the way that this season has gone. My immediate reaction was, that's a temper tantrum. That's what that is. That's, I wanted to be traded. I told y'all I wanted to be traded. You didn't trade me. And now I'm going to, and I don't even know the timeline, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know when the timeline was, when this was happening versus, maybe when it wasn't happening. But to me, this reeks of a temper tantrum. And it is frustrating to know that this type of stuff contributes to the crap show you saw on the floor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it all explains it. It explains why they were disorganized, not very good, and it explains it all.
My guess is some of his teammates are maybe don't like him.
I mean, that's the only reason. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but that's got to be the only reason that Miles lets us out there, right? Because Miles was one of the guys, Chew, when they did the video, and they usually shoot those at the beginning or middle of the season or whatever, where he just kind of looks at the camera like, nah, I'm not going to answer that. And now he obviously got fed up to the point where he just didn't care and decided to answer it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's within his right to reveal that information, by the way.
Sure, absolutely.
If it happens one time and it's extenuating circumstances, you chalk it up and go, okay, I get it. Like maybe you had to take a poop. You got stuck on FaceTime with your kids. It happens.
For 2.5 hours?
I'm just saying.
Sometimes you're really backed up, man.
I'm just saying, like, if a guy shows up 2.5 hours late, maybe he overslept. Like, I can make an excuse. I try to give people grace. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, even when their actions inconvenience me. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, it has been a saving grace for me because I don't automatically assume the worst in people. But this sounds like it was chronic.
No, habitual.
Yeah. But you know what? I played with guys that I don't like. I just didn't like. Didn't like them. But at the end of the day, I knew when we stepped on the field, they had your back. They would have your back.
Well, because they're still, you didn't like them, Chew, I bet you respected them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is Giannis showing a lack of respect for everybody else by being as late as he was, apparently pretty habitually. And obviously Giannis not happy with it. So either Giannis is gone or Miles Turner's gone this offseason. Can't imagine them coexisting next year.
I think it is another indication that Giannis will be gone. And to add another layer to this, Gabe, you were saying that you saw a Zach Lowe podcast. Mm-hmm. What did Zach say when he talked to
he used high-powered agents. Okay. So it was the vernacular that he used. And this agent said that he was betting that there's no trade because he started going through the exercise in his head of, okay, who has what's going to make the Bucks happy? And Giannis is going to be able to go and compete right away. Like after they give up whatever the Bucks are asking for. And he couldn't come up with a team. Now, Zach Lowe still thinks that too much toothpaste has been let out of the tube in this situation. And he thinks that Giannis is still gone. But there are still some pretty well-known people inside the league that think that this is not a done deal, that Giannis is going to be leaving Milwaukee.
Well, then they're going to get nothing for him because then he'll just play next year and wait till he becomes a free agent and you get zipped.
Oh, no, he would. If he's still here in October, Chew, I can't imagine he's turning down the money. Because you can still ask for a trade in the middle of the deal, right? Like, you lose some power as a player, but, I mean, Giannis isn't going to turn down the money.
800-990-3776 reaction rolling in on the YouTube stream. Jason says, preferential treatment is why you're in the mess that you're in, which I would agree with, but I would also add this. To then make a decision about personnel because you assume that two guys can't get along is also weak sauce. Like, put them in a room, have them talk it out, have them figure it out, and say to them, hey, it was really disrespectful that you did that to us, that you were late. I understand that you got stuff going on. I understand you got a busy life. You got endorsement deals and all of these things, and you are a superstar in this league. But you can't treat your teammates that way. You can't treat the support staff that way. It really hacked me off. And then the other person has to say, I'm really sorry about that. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have handled it that way. But I hear what you're saying about this idea of one of them's got to be gone. And to me, that's an indication of a crappy organization. To be like, well, these two clearly can't be in the same room together. Make them! Put your freaking foot down. Mm-hmm. Don't let one player dictate the way you construct your roster anymore.
Yeah, I mean, in order for him to stick around, he still kind of dictates how. I mean, he's not going to have a direct say, but you still have to build around him, and he still has to sign that contract in October.
Yeah, but a lot of it falls on the coach. Look,
100%. And that's...
Hold on, Gabe, did Brett win 3 MVPs in a row?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There's nothing bigger than that. Giannis, what do you got, 2?
Yep.
Come on.
Well, and I'm telling you this right now, Chu, I think that's where Taylor Jenkins, whether Giannis is here or not, I think he's going to do a good job of resetting the culture. Because under Bud, the players like Bud, and I think he was understanding of the players, but he also held them accountable. There was a standard in which you had to reach. And obviously Taylor Jenkins is somebody who learned under Bud, mostly in Atlanta, 1 year here in Milwaukee. But I think he's mostly a no-nonsense guy. Like, I can't imagine, whether Giannis is here or not next year, that we hear a story like this of transportation leaving 2.5 hours late because somebody wasn't there.
800-990-3776. Reaction rolling in fast and furious on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Liss is more. Sam says, I blame the players because you need to say something if it happens so many times. Then you decide to show up late. Ron and Key says, it is not good that Miles just snitched on Giannis. If anyone still thought Giannis is staying, you shouldn't anymore. No way he is gutsy / dumb enough to call out the MVP if he believes he is playing with him next year. And then he says, to be clear, I still blame Giannis for his actions. No one can snitch on you if you don't give them something to snitch about. Jason, in the 920 says, good riddance to the crybaby Giannis. And Ben says, so now Giannis is going to be the travel scheduler? Come on. No, I'm just trying to offer a solution if you want to acquiesce, if you still want to give Giannis his preferential treatment because he is the superstar of the team, but then you don't hold everybody else hostage on the bus. Mm-hmm. You say, Giannis, when do you want to go? This is what works for your schedule? Okay, guys, we good with this? 4:30 instead of 2 o'clock? Yeah, guys are like, yeah, I'll sleep in. Yeah, I'll go grab lunch. Yeah, I'll walk around. Yeah, I'll do something. Whatever. But at least they're not sitting there on the bus waiting for somebody to show up so that they can eventually take off. Sam says, if I'm the bus driver, I'm standing out there ready to throw hands. And all I can picture bus driver is, of course,
Chris Farley.
Thank you.
Who would eat 30-sack lunches?
That Veronica Vaughn. All right, we got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. 800. What's the number?
800-990-3763.
So close. 800-990-3776. Let us know if you want to weigh in on the
Chewy to give the wrong number in order to give the right one?
It's funny because my brain just glitched.
Yeah.
It was a straight
clearly,
glitch.
yeah.
But then it was there. I mean, it's in there.
Yeah,
I just had to find it.
How many times have I heard that? Let me see if I can get 1-800-999-3736.
So close.
It's very close. Just a couple of numbers off. Just a couple of numbers. Meanwhile, if you've been putting off replacing your windows and doors, now is the time because Pella of Wisconsin has 0% financing options available. You know here in Wisconsin that your home can take a beating year-round. The right windows and doors can improve comfort, boost energy efficiency, and upgrade your home's look. I've already started to feel that from over the winter. Our front door, a little bit of draft you can kind of feel in there. So last fall, brand new door from Pella Windows and Doors. I also have a secret screen door in there that I cannot wait to use this summer to let some of those fresh summer breezes blow through our house. Pella's experts will help you find the perfect fit and for your home and budget, just like they did for me. And with 0% interest, you can upgrade now, pay over time without paying a dime in interest. Don't wait. Get the look you want for your home that you love. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Still a bit backed up southbound on 41 from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Northbound's backed up through that construction zone from Mayfair Road up to Burleigh, so just watch out for that. East and westbound on 94, definitely heavy through the stadium. The westbound side heavier from 35th Street to Hawley Road. Eastbound from about Mitchell Boulevard to 35th. Then we got a couple of broken down vehicles right near the airport spur. Looks like somebody hit one of those portable message boards. Great. On southbound 94, just at the airport spur. So just be extra careful if you're heading through there. It is out of traffic off on the, looks like the left or the right shoulder, but just be very careful. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Morning showers, then partly cloudy, breezy and warm, a high of 73 at the lake, 78 inland. Tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 56. Weather is brought to you by Lake Lawn Resort. Spring is here. Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in the Geneva Lakes region. Enjoy lakeside dining, golf, spa, and more. Plan your getaway at lakelawnresort.com. Everything's better at the lake. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 19th.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well. Grisham back. It is gone!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
Got him swinging. Threw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in May 19th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
If you're already dreaming about summer weekends, frozen drinks, and a little Vegas-style energy, you're going to love what's happening at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Hey, it's Jen Latta. Joining me today is Sarah Neubauer from Potawatomi to talk about everything going on right now. And Sarah, we have to start with this new spot that everyone is talking about, Royal Slush. What is it?
Royal Slush, which is a fun play on Royal Flush, is our newest beverage destination. It's completely rejuvenated, bright, in a high-energy space, and it's now located in our marketplace, which is really becoming a go-to spot for guests. The whole idea was to bring more fun, more flavor, and more immersive drink options to the property.
And these are definitely not your average slushies.
Not at all. We offer 20 different flavors with endless combinations, and they're made with real fruit juice and fruit puree, so there's no additives. We also use premium Island Oasis blends, which gives them that really smooth, high-quality texture. And if guests want to level things up a little, they can add boozy flavor shots or liquor enhancements. These are definitely those elevated frozen drinks that you're looking for.
It sounds like a fun vacation-style experience you'd see somewhere like Vegas. And speaking of great dining experiences, there's also something special happening over at Rui this month.
Yes, we're celebrating Kiko, our giant lucky cat at Rui, turning 1 year old. So all throughout May, we've got some fun specials happening. Guests can try the Lucky Cat dim sum for $8.88. Which includes pork bow, a California roll, pork and shrimp shumai, and an almond cookie. There's also a Lucky Cat cocktail for $8.88 with vanilla vodka, Chambord, and pineapple juice. And on top of that, Rui is currently in the running for Best of Milwaukee's Asian cuisine, so it's a great time to stop in and check it out.
$8.88 is a great deal, especially for the quality. And for people looking for a little excitement on the casino floor, there's something big happening on Saturdays as well, right?
Yes, it's called Power Hours, happening Saturdays from noon to 6 p.m. now through June 27th. Guests have a chance at a $10,000 jackpot, and the fun part is there are no drawings and no reward card required. All you have to do is play your favorite games during Power Hours, and jackpots can randomly hit on any machine being played.
Great drinks, great food, and a chance to win big. Where can everyone go to learn more?
Potawatomi.com.
The Crew take on the Dodgers Friday, May 22nd through Sunday the 24th. Join Boy Band Night on Friday the 22nd, presented by Wintrust. Grab a theme night ticket for a Brew Crew Boys t-shirt and stay for post-game fireworks presented by T-Mobile. Then on Saturday, the first 25,000 fans collect a patriotic Brewers hat. Close it out with Family Sunday fun as the first 5,000 kids 14 and under get a Brewers pennant on the 24th, courtesy of Joy. Grab your seats at Brewers.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
People are
For
optimists.
the past 4 days, my hand has been itching like mad. That means I'm going to get money.
On 94.5 ESPN.
When the game matters, where you play matters even more. At the Wisconsin Country Club, you get a championship-level golf experience right here in Milwaukee with nearly a century of tradition behind it. And that's what I love. I love the golf course, the layout, the 18 holes. It's a great walking golf course, which is what I love to do in the practice area. It's all great. But also what really sets apart our club, Wisconsin Country Club, everything beyond the course. Pool days, tennis, pickleball, fitness, great dining, programs your kids are actually going to look forward to this summer. It's not a pieced-together lifestyle. It's all in one place. The Wisconsin Country Club, a better way to experience the game and everything else around it. Schedule your private tour today. Mention Good Karma for exclusive promotions.
As expected, reaction rolling in fast and furious to the Miles Turner revelation. And Joshy, I know that the video is now available. Do you want to go ahead and play that sound for us? The Miles Turner, Brianna Stewart podcast. What's it called? Game Recognized Game?
Game Recognizes Game.
All right, let's take a listen to what Miles Turner
We
had
get
to say.
fined for all types of stuff now. You guys get fined a lot?
It depends on the coach. So Doc Rivers, he didn't find anybody. Guys were late all the time. Guys were showing up to film whenever they wanted to show up. Guys were missing meetings. Like it was one of the craziest things I've personally experienced. We literally, if the plane took off at 2:00, we weren't leaving until 4:30. I'm being so serious, bro. It was crazy. Guys were hours late to the plane. It got to the point where I knew not to show up until like an hour after they said the plane was taking off. It was crazy.
So who's the teammate that's most likely to be late? Well, all of yours, obviously, because nobody gets fined.
Giannis is going to show up whenever he wants. Really, I think that's kind of just came with the territory at that. And once I kind of saw what was going down, I was like, hey man, more power to you. They ain't gonna find you. Do what you do.
Worse to hear it, Chew?
Yeah, I mean, he puts it in a nice way. I don't think I would have been as nice.
I think that's a really good point by you because it does feel like Miles Turner is sort of deferring blame to the organization or to the hierarchy. They weren't going to find you. Yeah, why would you show up on time? I mean, I don't know, personal integrity.
There are other reasons to show up on time other than, not being fined, I would like to think.
If we put it on the poll, who at the end of their Wisconsin career, assuming Giannis is gone, was the biggest prima donna, Favre, Rodgers, or Giannis? Who would you put?
It's so tricky, Chew, because the Favre thing, had a mind of its own. That coverage was so unprecedented at the time that I remember it being really big. I think that
it was nauseating too, the private jet and coming in.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah,
having his own soap opera. The having his own locker room, I think, puts Brett over the top for me.
Yeah, it got bad.
I would say having his own locker room puts Brett in the number one power ranking spot between those three.
And I'm not sure that people can look at anything that Rodgers did towards the end of his tenure with any level of objectivity. I think there was people felt very strongly one way or another. Either you were a sycophant or you were a hater, and you sort of aligned your viewpoints with that position. And so you would push everything through that prism.
As strange as this is, I mean, there are still teammates in it. Like Tucker Kraft loves Aaron Rodgers. I know there are a couple that came out, that didn't like Aaron, but I mean, 90% of his teammates loved Aaron. And I don't think he ever did anything to the point of, he had to be away from everybody else and get dressed in his own locker room or sit there and make everybody else on the plane wait for him to show up.
But he demeaned LaFleur, and all know he had a hand in getting McCarthy fired.
Yep.
That's prima donna.
Oh, yeah. Look, Chewy, we're not arguing if any of these guys aren't prima donnas. We're just power ranking the 1 through 3.
Yeah.
Because they're all landing on the list.
And frankly, we just don't know a lot of the inner interactions. Is that redundant? Inner interactions? I meant the interactions, but
yes.
like the inner interactions. I think I'm okay. With Giannis, right? This is like the first thing that's really trickled out of where he sort of is putting himself above the rest of the team. Meanwhile, Bradley weighs in on the YouTube stream, says, "You're talking late for practice and film, ? As Allen Iverson said, it's practice. I didn't get that vibe. The vibe was when they're leaving for a road trip or they're leaving a town to come home. I'm guessing it's the first.
I'm guessing it's leaving Milwaukee to go wherever you're going.
Yeah, but does this open the floodgates for more teammates to speak?
I doubt it. I mean, maybe if one of them happens to go on a podcast, but Miles has this podcast that he does on a regular basis with Stewie, so that's how this information comes out. I don't know if, Kevin Porter Jr., Ryan Rollins, or A.J. Green are going to be in demand during NBA playoff season to appear on a podcast.
But does this take this, because I was kind of surprised on just how flippant he was. Like, you got the power, you do it. Remember Bobby said way back when they won 5 in a row or something, he's like, this is a mirage. Now the
Fool's
pieces
gold,
kind of
right?
come to fool's gold. It kind of
everything makes sense. Like
comes together.
The
now.
more we learn this offseason, Chew, like the more everything that happened in the middle of the season makes sense.
See, I told you not to take the bet, and you did it anyways because I kind of knew what was going on.
No, you didn't.
A little bit.
No. You can't retroactively take credit.
Half a cup.
So on brand.
That's all I got.
So on brand.
We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Craig Carmins is going to join the show next. Stick around.
Craving more toppings and a crispy crust? Head to Festival Foods for Screamin' Sicilian Tavern-style pizza. More toppings, more flavor, and that classic tavern-style crunch. More is amore. And right now, it's just $4.99 at Festival Foods. It's an unbeatable deal on a fan favorite. So it's perfect for pizza night, game night, or anytime hunger strikes. This sale runs through May 19th, so grab it while it lasts. It's Screamin' Sicilian, so it's got everything that you're looking for. Just a thinner crust, that crispy cracker tavern-style crunch. Find Screamin' Sicilian in the frozen aisle at Festival Foods.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94, slowing from about 30th Street all the way through to Hawley Road. Eastbound, just coming out of the stadium interchange past 35th. Southbound 41, a little heavy from just south of Appleton Avenue down towards Capitol Drive. Northbound between North Avenue and Burleigh. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is looking pretty good. The two things right near the airport spur, technically they're saying it's a disabled vehicle. Looks like it's a pickup truck that hit one of those portable signs and barrel. So just be careful if you're heading through that area. Traffic is brought to you by Badgerland Junk. Clear the clutter fast with simple, stress-free cleanouts. From single items to full properties. Upfront pricing, no hidden fees. Visit BadgerlandJunk.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Morning showers, then partly cloudy, breezy and warm, a high of 73 at the lake, 78 inland. Tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
We have standards in Wisconsin. Cheese should squeak. Sports and tailgating go hand in hand with brats aplenty. And beef is a delicacy where each bite makes you close your eyes for a second. For 50 years, Bunzel's has been hand-selecting the finest beef, making homemade specialty sausages, and crafting award-winning jerky right here at home. Because Wisconsin is still cattle country, quality isn't optional. It's expected. And after 5 decades, Bunzel's still delivers. Stop in today at 90th and Burleigh or at bunzels.com.
Remember how you felt when you were 25? Your morning workouts were a breeze. You had a drive that kicked in way before your first cup of coffee. Does it feel like you're losing your edge? You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back to being the guy you used to be. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
Spring has arrived in the Geneva Lakes region, and there is no better place to welcome the season than the award-winning Lake Lawn Resort. Enjoy lakeside dining at 1878 on the lake, golf for all ages and abilities at Majestic Oaks, relaxing spa experiences at the award-winning Calidora Spa, and endless recreation opportunities along the resort's 2 miles of shoreline on beautiful Delavan Lake. Plan your spring getaway today at lakelawnresort.com and come find out for yourself why everything is better at the lake.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off duration, woodscapes, and super deck products May 1st through the 11th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
On Thursday, May 28th, join Sharp for the 10th annual Unwrapped MKE from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3rd Street Market Hall. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food. Top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based education programs serving thousands of urban elementary students in schools throughout Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Karmazin.
Has any market been as consistent where they only have one team than Wisconsin? We know Chicago hasn't been.
No. Fridays with Mo.
Yeah, but until you win a championship, you can't really say that. And they've had one champion.
Chewy, we're going to just create an AI. The AI Chewy can just bring up championship. We don't even need
They've
championship.
had one championship.
What, it's going to be put like a hologram over there?
Yeah. Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Saturn Lounge, your partner for marketing strategy, creative content, and winning campaigns. From websites to video and everything marketing, visit SaturnLounge.com to tell the world your story.
Alrighty, time for a little Craig Karmazin fix here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Craig. How you doing today?
I'm good, Chewy. How you feeling about the Iceman?
From Top Gun?
I'm not even going to tell him the answer here.
Iceman? George Gervin?
Getting warmer.
No.
Iceman. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Think more Canadian and Jewish.
You said Canadian and Jewish?
It's not the Iceman I was thinking of either.
It is.
No.
It is?
Yes.
He's Canadian? And Jewish?
Uh-huh.
Are you thinking about a different Iceman, Jen?
I was thinking about Caleb Williams.
Oh.
Oh, no. That's
Isn't his nickname Iceman? You're sitting here looking at me
That's
like
been
I'm
a whole
crazy
thing. Yeah, that's
town.
been a whole fight because he's tried to copyright it, and so he can. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, no,
He's
you're not
looking at
crazy.
me like I'm crazy.
No, you are not
That's
crazy.
right. When he said Canadian, and I was like, what?
I'm talking about Drake, who just dropped 43 songs. His Iceman album. 3 albums dropped at midnight last night. I figured Chewy would be all over.
Wait, hold on. Craig, I actually think that there is a tie-in here. I think that there's a reference to Iceman on the Iceman album that people think is Caleb Williams because the next line, he says something about there's always love, capital Love, and people think that that is an endorsement of Jordan Love. I saw this morning. I'm in on the pop culture.
I want Drake nowhere near my team.
Yeah,
I'm good.
He
I'm
has
good,
some
Drake.
Kawhi references.
you guys too-
He's had some LeBron hate, but I've only
Aren't you
listened to
too-
like 5 songs, so I've not heard a lot.
Aren't you guys too old to listen to Drake?
I think Chewy believes that like there's an age where you can't pop anymore. But what he doesn't understand is that like hip hop artists also get older. So like I mean Drake's 39. Like it's not like he's a child. He's not like back in his teen like acting days. Like Jay-Z's 55 or something. Like you can listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, like I love listening to music while eating dinner. I listen to Sinatra.
If I had
Billie
one
Aren't you
Holiday.
young to listen to Sinatra? Aren't you a little too young to listen to Sinatra?
He's timeless. Although I am hip with
All
the
right.
music today, I kind of like it. I got
Was that enough?
my
Wait,
stations.
was I able to divert? Was I able to divert away from Miles Turner and the Bucks?
I was just gonna say,
you
give
weren't.
us-
I was waiting for Chewy to actually get out of his own way and ask the question.
That's what you were doing, though. We sort of let you do it, superstar.
So when you heard those comments, Craig, what were your thoughts of Miles Turner saying that Giannis made people wait 2.5 hours for the plane to leave?
I mean, I was really surprised that Miles would say that, for a few reasons. So first of all, Doc Rivers made reference to it a few weeks back where he was asked like what he would have done differently. and he said for some reason he didn't hold players accountable in the way he used to, and he let it go this year in a way he had never done before. And obviously, if he's talking that way, on a team like the Bucks, if Giannis, as the leader, he would be holding people accountable if it wasn't him who was part of it. So I think you could kind of infer what was going on there. I was really surprised that Miles would say it publicly and then would call out Giannis by name publicly. I just really fascinating and was shocked to hear it.
Yeah, sure, but he did. And that's, again, you can feel however you want to feel about Miles doing that, if it's right or it's wrong. The fact that that information is now out there, like, I can't help as a Bucks fan, Craig, but look at Giannis a little bit differently.
Yeah, I mean, I think fans will, and I think, as I've said this whole year, this has been a very nuanced situation, and you can look at it from one end, from Giannis's end, and feel like, hey, this is why I did everything right. I've given everything, and I, deserve something more or deserve something. And you could look at it from the team standpoint and say, hey, we've done every single thing you can do for a player. And there's just so much nuance that leads to what happened at the end of the year, where Giannis is saying he's being ready to play, and the team is saying he's not cleared to play, and the Players Association is filing a grievance that obviously Giannis was participating in, and the league was finding the Bucks, completely not guilty of anything and dropping, that as an issue. Like, that doesn't happen in a simple scenario. And, Miles Turner definitely just gave fans a look into something that they would have had no idea of had he not.
So what's your percentage of blame? What's Giannis get? What's Doc get? What's the organization
Well,
get?
because you can't, it's Craig, you can't make people wait for 2.5 hours. You just can't do it. Like, I don't care what your perspective is. That's just, at the end of the day, however you feel, however you cut it, that's disrespectful to everybody else who's waiting.
Well, and it obviously sets the tone, right? I think we've said that the Bucks have been a championship organization for the last 10 years with one NBA championship, in large part because their best player has been their culture setter and, has set the tone for how the Bucks approach things, right? Like, there are stories of players going out to a nightclub and the night before a game, when they're new to the team, and Giannis or Thanasis letting them know that that's not what we do here because we're focused on winning, even in the regular season, and all of those types of things, right? And so I think when your best player is your culture setter, then it's really important because, as Miles Turner said, he started showing up an hour late for the plane, right? People will follow that. And Chewy, I think in just about every situation, I believe that is the leader's fault, right? So whether that was Doc Rivers or some other decision maker, I can't say for sure. It seems like it is Doc, based on Doc saying himself on the Bill Simmons that he was not holding people accountable. So at the end of the day, that is clearly Doc. If he's even saying it wasn't like he's like, yeah, I didn't have the authority, ownership didn't allow me to hold people accountable. He was pretty clear in it. So I think that is where the majority of the blame would go.
Well, it's all a symbol of dysfunction. Like, that's the bottom line. And in order for them to have success, the type of success that Bucks fans want them to have, there has to be wholesale changes. And I don't necessarily think that means getting rid of certain people. I am not of the belief that you have to go, well, got to pick now between Giannis and Miles Turner because those two certainly can't coexist. No, if that's a decision you make that you want Miles Turner to be on the roster and you want Giannis to be on the roster, put them in a room, have them talk it out, have them figure it out. If that partnership is what you think is in the best interest of the team's success, and make them work through it. This idea of like Miles Turner basically wrote himself out of town by narking, quote unquote, on Giannis, I think is silly.
Well, I mean, I think the decision is going to be about Giannis, right? That's what's going to shape everything. All I'm saying is if I'm Miles Turner, the first time I'm playing Giannis this year, because Giannis is one of these guys who, like, he would be playing against Thon Maker and who, like, he loved Thon Maker, and Thon Maker looked up to him, or Mamush Yudishvili, like any of these guys, and he wants, or a former assistant coach, and he would have that game circled because he would want to put 40 on him because it was a former assistant coach that he used to work with. I mean, with Miles putting that out there, and, Giannis dropped a little, social media yesterday of like, hey, we're just like focused on ourselves here, whatever he did. But I mean, Giannis is looking to give Miles 60 the next time they are not on the same team. I can tell you that.
And I got to be honest, Craig, I think that's the wrong play also, because it felt very contrived. It felt very PR-esque. I think the right way to handle that would have been like, and again, I'm not saying you have to do public, but the first time you talk, you say, I made mistakes. It was a really tough year. I didn't handle everything the way that I wanted to. I didn't handle things the way that I should have. I'm the leader of this team. There are certain expectations of me, and I fell short. But I'm going to make sure that going forward, I handle things better. Like, that goes a long
I think that
way.
Is something. I think that is, I think there are certain teams that are going to hear that from him before they consider investing their entire franchise in him, which, if he were to be traded, what it would take to be able to bring him in, right? You are bringing him in, if he does get traded, to set the tone and the culture of a franchise. And to Gabe's point, I think there are some fans who are like, whoa, that's not the Giannis that I've ever consider existed. So
But Jen mentioned that, is he gone?
It just may not be publicly.
Jen mentioned that she thought this was a tantrum. Do you think it was? Because he wasn't getting his way?
You're saying from Giannis?
Yeah.
I can't comment on that, and I don't know what of his way he wouldn't have been getting. Like, I don't know,
well, he wanted
what
to play.
timing of the year. Well, again, like, he wasn't on certain trips, and my guess is if he wasn't playing, they would not wait for him on the plane. I would guess that we're talking about games where Giannis was playing, because if he was not playing, I don't think they would wait 2.5 hours for someone who was late.
I think he wanted to be traded.
What Miles is saying is accurate.
I think he wanted to be traded. He wasn't traded. And then, again, as we know, the thing just deteriorated, right? You might not be able to go A equals B plus C or whatever, algebraic formula you want to put in front of it. But, like, I believe he wanted to be traded. When they didn't trade him, I think it rubbed him the wrong way, even though he put the social media post out there, right? He's very big about the social media PR stuff. I get it. But, like, I think that it reads to me like, if you're going to show up 2 hours late because you think that your bleep doesn't stink and you can do whatever you want, that reads to me like a temper tantrum. Because what's crazy, Craig, about this whole thing is that Giannis has always been, and this is why I think Gabe was frustrated when we initially had this conversation, he's always been a pretty astute, a pretty, like, aware, a pretty humble, a pretty, dare I say, kind, right? Like, this flies in the face of that man. This willingness to make the rest of the team and support staff wait on him for a departure is wild. It's just so different than, I think, the Giannis that a lot of people have grown to love.
Yeah, I mean, again, Giannis is oftentimes playing chess when others are playing checkers. So without talking to him, I wouldn't want to comment on it. Like, it could be a situation where, there was not accountability, within the team, and he was trying to push it to create some accountability. Like, again, without speaking to Giannis, I can't speak to it. And, it may be, hey, were other players showing up 30 minutes late and not being held accountable, so he was pushing it even more to see what was going on. Again, I would think that Giannis was in the leadership role where if others weren't being held accountable, he would have the ability to hold them accountable. But without talking to him, it's tough to think about what was going through his mind on that.
Quickly, our chat with Craig Karmazin brought to you by Saturn Lounge. Reach out to Saturn Lounge to tell the world your story.
Craig, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thanks, all.
He's Craig Karmazin, joins us each and every Friday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you're getting ready to propose, the Jewelry Center, it's the place to go. It's what I did. And if you don't know exactly what you want that ring to look at like, take a look at the Pinterest page. Bring that in, because what separates the Jewelry Center is the helpful team. Whether you're going to Greenfield, Brookfield, Burlington, or Mequon, that helpful team always going to point you in the right direction. Honestly, with everything done in-house, it ended up costing less than I expected when I got my wife her engagement ring. Whether you're looking for a custom engagement ring or just want to pick up something nice like diamond earrings, gold chain, they've got you covered. Check out the Jewelry Center, Greenfield, Brookfield, Burlington, or in Mequon.
All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yingling Guest Hotline. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yingling Guest Hotline.
He's Adam Schefter. But it's hard to argue with what he's doing. He's playing at an elite level right now.
The Yingling Guest Hotline on ESPN Wisconsin.
They're winning games. He's playing great football. I think every time he does that, he wins over more and more people.
Yingling, now officially in Wisconsin. DG Yingling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
People hear Horicon Bank and they think local, instantaneously.
Over the years, was able to help them in their later years when they needed some care. So I would say that was cradle to grave experience for me.
We encounter precious moments like this all the time. We have a trust administration department that can help.
Our motto is together as a bank and as an organization, and then doing good.
There's amazing success stories of small business entrepreneurs who now are multi-million-dollar companies.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
May is here, which means your house is officially done hiding under snow. And now you can see everything it needs. Good news, Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help. Upgrade to energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. Think of it as spring cleaning, but way more impressive. That's $3,000 in instant savings during our May savings event, but it won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, price and valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Michelle Smallman here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is offering real pricing, real simple, and really beautiful. 0% financing options available. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends May 31st, 2026.
Let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Of course, that's beer. Specifically, great beer. If you haven't met Yuengling yet, let me introduce you. Yuengling. It's the oldest brewery in America. It's a real American beer. Smooth, rich, finally here in Wisconsin. Grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated. By drinking it. Tailgates, backyard barbecues, fishing trips, ball games, Yuengling Lager. belongs wherever Americans come together. Brewed it with pride since 1829. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
That's going to do it for Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Have a great weekend, everybody. Will D and Tausch is next.
Southbound 41, we've got some backups from Silver Spring down to Ham.